tipsters and tricksters, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Veggie Tips and Tricks video. Seeing as my previous foray into baking went so incredibly well, I thought today would be the perfect opportunity to try again. Don't worry, I have the ingredients this time, which is always an excellent start. I actually planned to make this recipe, and it is a recipe that is a little bit more vegan, gluten-free friendly. I'm going to be making apple crumble. Val and I, being pastry lovers, really like our apple tarts. Val makes an excellent apple tart, if I do say so myself. But today I thought it might be fun to mix it up a little bit and go for a crumble. So that's what I'm gonna do. Make a crumble from scratch. I have my Granny Smith apples here, margarine slash vegan butter, cinnamon, salt, and brown sugar. So let's see how this goes. I am gonna start by peeling the apples, but instead of making you sit here and watch all of that, I'm just going to use the magic of editing and suddenly this will be done. So I have peeled the apples. I have an enormous pile of apple peel here, and I did chuck in a couple of our little Red Delicious extras because I was probably about 50 grams short, but we should be good now. So I have my favorite knife. Everybody should have a favorite knife in their kitchen, in my opinion. So this is my favorite. I'm going to cut them up into little cubes as per the recipe. So yes, let's do that. So here we go. A nice big tub full of chopped apples. Let's see what the recipe says next, because I kind of liked last time that I had no idea what was next. So from now on, other than the ingredients, I really don't know what I need to be doing. Preheat the oven to 180 degrees, gas 4. I will go and do that. I am seriously devoid of bowls, so I'm using like all of our Tupperware to mix everything up. So I'll be mixing in here. I've got my apples in here, which I'll move aside. And I have my baking dish. So it says, place the flour, salt, and sugar in a large bowl and mix well. Taking a few cubes of butter at a time, rub into the flour mixture. Keep rubbing until the mixture resembles breadcrumbs. Okay. Can do. Actually, I decided I would empty out my fruit bowl and use that instead because I think my Tupperware containers, other than this one, are too small to be doing this. So pretty bowl it is. It says 300 grams of flour, so I'm gonna have to find out how much that is in cups. 2 cups, so here we go. Okay, so I have my sieve and I have my measuring jug. So I will measure out 2 cups of flour and sift it into my bowl. That's not helpful. Okay, here we go. I mean, unlike when you're baking something like cookies, I think it's a little bit less important to be super exact with this, luckily, because being exact is not exactly my strong point when it comes to baking and cooking in general. I'm a real perfectionist in some things, but when it comes to cooking, I'm very like liberal, like pour this, taste that. So having come from that background and my mum bringing me up to cook very savory, it has been a difficult transition into baking, I can tell you. Okay, so let's sift this flour. I think I can just dump it on in actually. Then. Guys, I'm baking! So exciting. It's like I'm 4 years old doing something that's ridiculously easy and that I probably shouldn't be that excited about. But hey, it's the small wins, okay? So there is my sifted flour. I have to add the salt and sugar in a large bowl. All right, so I need 175 grams of brown sugar. So it's about a cup. No, yes, it's about a cup. Can do maths, just slowly. All right, so sugar. The pinch of salt, yes. and I am to mix it well. So I shall do thus. The only problem with cooking on camera is that due to the restrictions of the framing, everything is very cramped. I'm used to spreading out in my still incredibly tiny kitchen, but I have more space than I currently do whilst filming this. But to share this experience with you, it's worth it. Okay, now the amount of butter that I need is 200 grams. This is 500 grams, so about half of this. Manageable. At least this time I have the right amount of the ingredients. Last time I had ingredients, just not enough of them. So I got my shit together this week, guys. So just under half of this. She'll cubey-dooby. I'm going to wash my hands again, even though I already washed them, but apart from being safe, it's kind of getting addictive to wash my hands, I'm not gonna lie. It's not good. Of how I'm more worried about the fact that I'm washing my hands too much than I am about the fact that I'm drinking far too much alcohol at the moment. Don't worry guys, I'm okay. I'm just like everyone else, passing the time in the evenings with a glass of wine or two, as you do. Speaking of drinking in the evenings, we were on the phone to the water company and the lady on the other end, she was like really cheerful and happy, and I just said to her I hope that she was doing okay, and it must be like really stressful and people must be, you know, a little bit short fused at the moment. And she was so funny. She was like, I just come to work, I do my thing, you know, and then I go home and I drink a glass of gin, because I said to my husband, I either need to become an alcoholic or I will murder you. And he chose the gin. I just loved that. I was like, I can relate. I will have a glass of gin with you tonight. I'm having a gin and tonic. So cheers. Cheers to you, Claire, from the water company. Cheers to you. Okay. A little bit of butter at a time. I hope I'm doing this correctly. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna add it a bit at a time when there's like so much. I'm just gonna put it in because once my hands get dirty, I'm not gonna be able to go back to this, and I'm not gonna get up a billion times whilst filming this to wash my hands. So I'm gonna do things on camera I would not normally do if I was making this in my kitchen. I'm sure it's all gonna work out in the end. I mean, we're the only ones eating it. It's not like I'm gonna try and impress anyone with it, except, you know, all the people watching this. But let's face it, none of you are impressed with my baking. This is disgusting. Don't forget, guys, I've washed my hands twice, all right? So don't freak out about the fact that I'm touching the food. I'm gonna have to rub it all together with my fingers as well, so it's not exactly glamorous. It's time to get my hands dirty. Let's do this. Ugh. This is not a feeling I'm loving. Sticky butter on the hands. I hate like the feeling of things clinging to me. Like we have a shower curtain and I cannot stand when it like the breeze blows and it blows the shower curtain onto me, like this is a very similar feeling. I don't mind getting like putting my hands in food and like getting stuck in to make things. It's just the butter, the feeling of the butter on my hands. It's grossing me out. Does anyone else have weird, I guess it's a phobia? Anyone else have weird phobias like that? I know some people are like, I forget the name of it. It's tryptophobia, where you're like, you can't look at things with holes in them. So yeah, tell me down below in the comments if you have any weird phobias. I'm also afraid of people, not clowns. I'm okay with clowns. I don't like people who are in like costume suits with big heads on them so you can't see who's inside. Like for me, being able to judge someone's character by like their face, and I don't know, something about looking into someone's eyes and those big like bobble characters, you don't know who's in there, and they always want to hug you, and I'm like, I don't want you to hug me. I don't want to hug, like, I'm not a hugely huggy person anyway, so I don't want some random who I can't even see who it is hugging me. Freaks me out totally. Like, they really give me anxiety. Disneyland was fun. I hope I'm doing this correctly. This just seems to be getting stuck on my hands more than anything, and isn't really mixing that well with the flour. It's probably why you're supposed to add a little bit at a time, you know. This is not the channel for following baking instructions. It's starting to get there, it would seem. Is it supposed to be like super, super buttery? I would assume so, because it seems, yeah, this looks about right. Yay! It would seem that we're getting there, guys. It would seem I'm having somewhat more success this time around. Okay, so there is my crumble mixture. Om nom nom. And it is time to prep the apples. Place the fruit in a large bowl and sprinkle over the sugar, flour, and cinnamon. Stir well, being careful not to break up the fruit. Cool. So let's swap these babies out. I like it to be quite cinnamony, so I put a bit more than a pinch, in fact. Right. I'll use that my leftover brown sugar. And I need a tablespoon of flour. All right, let's give this a mix. This is definitely not the bowl for this, but that is the only bowl I have that is a suitable size. And now is not the time to be bowl shopping. So, just gonna have to make do. Lockdown times. We will tell our grandchildren of how we made do with what was in the pantry to make weird and wonderful recipes. Okay. This is looking sufficiently mixed, I think. The juice from the apples is mixed with the flour and the cinnamon and the sugar and made sort of a sauce. So that's a good sign. Everything is looking well coated. There we go. Let's see what's next. Butter, an oven-proof dish, spoon the mixture into the bottom, then sprinkle the crumb mixture on top. Bake for 40 to 45 minutes. Easy, guys, we're nearly done. So much simpler than the cookie baking thing I did last week. If you guys want to see that travesty, I will link it up above, of course, but this was much more manageable, I'm gonna say. You can see in the corner just up here like the huge pile of mess I'm slowly accruing, because usually when I cook I would wash up as I go, but the camera is rolling and I don't want to lose the light, so I'm just making a disgusting mess in my kitchen that I will come to later and that you guys can slowly observe accruing in the top corner here. Anyway, let's grease this dish. Okay, in go the apples. Ooh, I'm getting excited. All right, crumble mixture. Just want to get it evenly spread, you know, for nice even baking. That's what I like. As if I would have any idea about nice even baking, but you know, got to talk the talk before you can walk the walk, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, I think it's looking good. Val, come and look. Does it look better than my last attempt?
Oui.
It's apple crumble. Have you had apple crumble before?
Oui.
Yeah? Do you have crumble in France? What do you call it?
Crumble.
You just call it crumble? So it's a British thing.
Oui.
Okay. There you go, guys. French word of the day, crumble. Yum, yum, yum. It's gonna go in the oven now and wait 40 minutes. Oui. Thanks. Oh my god. Thank god I have a baker here to help me. Okay guys, I am gonna put this in the oven and we'll see how it goes in 45 minutes time. So here is the finished result. It smells incredibly good. The bottom is all caramelly and Val has already eaten the corner of it and tells me that it tastes really good. So I would say that is a win. We are currently on the phone with lovely Rachel and Eric. You guys know Rachel well, I sing with her, and if you're not following us on our Instagram, you should. That's where we do the singing and you can see us on here as well. But we're currently cooking our dinners and we're going to be watching Zootopia. It's called many things, but we should be watching a movie together tonight, so that would be a lot of fun.
On Instagram, Rachel, and they made me want to come to your house.
Say hi, guys!
Oh, hello!
Okay, so it is the moment of truth. It looks really good. It's like all caramelly, like the apple has gone all caramelly. I'm very excited. See how it goes. Oh my god, it's so good. I will leave the recipe that I used down below. Like, it's very, very simple and you guys can probably pick it from the video. It's not my recipe, so yeah, I'll link it down below. Let's see if it's Frenchman approved.
Did you put ice cream?
It's got vegan cream.
I will take a bowl for me.
He said he wasn't hungry and he wasn't gonna have any yet. So take that as a big compliment. So yeah, verdict is delicious. Who would have thought a whole lot of sugar and butter would taste amazing? So guys, I'm gonna finish this, but I'm really, really pleased with how it turned out. So maybe you guys will make it as well and have apple crumble along with me. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the video. I'd love to have a chat with you down there. Follow me on my Instagram. Come and join us in the Vintage Tips and Tricks Facebook group. We would love to have you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.